So right in the middle of the build, somebody steps in and swipes our Low Rider and decides that he wants to buy it instead. This is a new member of the team here at Laidlaw's, which I'm not sure how he has the nerve to come in and just take whatever bike he wants, but he did it somehow. So Nick, what are we doing here, and what's the story? What happened?
I had to get my bike before the end of the month, and the bike that I was gonna get wasn't gonna get here in time, so I ended up snagging this one, although it wasn't much of a downgrade. In fact, most people would say it was an upgrade. So
okay.
This is the Low Rider S or S in quotation marks, that we were building for the showroom floor, where basically just everything is blacked out. And then I wanted to do a stage 4, so I then changed it to not only everything being blacked out, but then also now we're doing a stage 4. So.
The famous Jamie Myers. Stage 4 kit going on right now.
Hi, my name is Nick. I've been working at Laidlaw's now for about 3 months, coming up on 4 months, and this is the new bike that I bought. I bought a 2018 Low Rider. I really liked the new platform, and this was sort of the bike that spoke to me out of the bunch. I think that's because I started to ride about 3 years ago, and I started on an FXR, a 1985 FXR, and it really reminded me in a lot of ways of the style of this bike, and so I thought this was kind of like a nice place to go. In between the FXR that I learned on and this bike, I had a Buell 1125R, which I loved. It was a great bike, but I wanted to get something that I could keep forever, something that was going to last me my whole life if I wanted it to, something that I could pass on to my kid, and have them learn on, like I learned on my dad's FXR. And so I thought this would be kind of a cool bike to do it on. And one of the main things was just I really like the new chassis. I love the Dyna. It's a great bike, and there's a lot of really diehard Dyna fans out there, but the FXR was kind of in my mind already like a Dyna, only lighter with a stiffer frame, and the way that my dad's bike was set up, I didn't really see a need to get a Dyna in addition. But when I rode the new chassis, I really felt like the new suspension design and the stiffness of the frame combined with the the new engine was enough to really make me consider a new Harley. So I decided to go ahead and get one. But it wasn't exactly to my taste. My 1985 FXR that I ride is already kind of chromed out, and it's really period correct. But I think that for me, my own personal style, I wanted to do something a little bit different, and so this is the bike that I had made for me. And obviously it's a pretty dramatic difference. So we're going to take some time to go through the things that I did, the changes that I decided to make. And I think the first thing to talk about on a Harley is the engine. So I went ahead and I went with a stage 4 kit, and I like to ride my bikes relatively aggressively. After spending a lot of time on the Buell, I didn't want to take a really big step back in power, and so for me a stage 4 kit made sense. Not to mention I really like the RPM redline bump that you get on the stage 4 kit, just because I'm used to a bike with a crazy high RPM limit, so I thought it might be fun to have a Harley with a similar RPM bump. And then I went with a Two Brothers exhaust and the Extreme Airflow. I can't remember the exact name of the Screamin' Eagle intake there, but I think it's the Extreme kit, and this is the Two Brothers 2-into-1 system that they have. And it's all running the Screamin' Eagle auto tuner. And of course, all of the components on the engine were powder coated so that they would all be black, because I thought that it would be cool to have the entire bike sort of like a Low Rider S, where everything's blacked out. I also, on my FXR, I was used to a slightly taller bike with a little more ground clearance, and the seat height of the Low Rider is a really great seat height for a person who's starting out or kind of likes that low look. But like I said, I had a Buell before this, and I learned on the FXR, and so I wanted a little more ground clearance. And so I decided to throw in a Heritage shock. So I replaced the monoshock with the 2018 Heritage monoshock, and that gave me a nice sort of lift in the rear. And I think it improves the look of the bike in my mind, but it really does make a big difference in terms of cornering clearance and just in comfort as well. When you have more suspension travel, you can get more compression, and therefore you don't have to worry as much about hitting the bump stops or anything. So I think it improved the look, and it's going to improve the ride as well. And in the back as well, I wanted to clean up the tail section of the bike, so I went ahead and I swapped the tail light for Harley's smoked LED tail light, and I did the lay down license plate as well, and the smoke turn signals. I think it just gives it a much more modern look, and really brought the tail of the bike together between that and the ride height increase. Right now I'm running the stock seat, which I actually think is a really cool seat. It's super comfortable. I do have a different seat on order, but I'm not at all disappointed with the stock seat that's on there right now. And basically everywhere on the bike that you're looking at right now, you can see all the powder coating that was done to it, especially when you compare it to the bike that we were just looking at. Because from the primary, the derby cover, to the tank trim, to pretty much anything on the bike that was chrome, I went ahead and had powder coated. So it's a pretty significant aesthetic change, and it was a lot of work and time. And I really appreciate our shop foreman Jamie for putting this all together for me, because the man is super detail oriented, and he notices things that I would never notice, and he goes back and wants whatever part replaced, and he's trying to show me some scratch on it, and I can't even see it. So and I really appreciate that attention to detail that we have here at the dealership. Just making sure that things are done not only when they should be done, but done properly. I went ahead and changed the bars to Low Rider S bars. So these are the Low Rider S bars from the Dyna. I just thought that they give a really nice look. I know that T-bars are really popular, and I like T-bars, but just for someone of my height, I thought this suited me, and it gives me kind of a forward press riding position, which I think is a lot of fun. I went with the Performance Machine grips, just because that's what I'm used to, and they've been on every Harley I've ever ridden, and so I just didn't see a need to change that out. In the front, I went ahead and I put on the Harley quarter fairing. So this is the Sportster fairing, but Bunking makes brackets for it now. So I just think it gives me some much needed wind protection, and it kind of balances out the look of the bike. I think if there's no fairing on it, it just looks a little, bottom heavy with nothing up in the front. So I kind of like the look of the fairing, but it's detachable. So if I get tired of it, I can quickly take it off, which is nice. The front suspension is stock. There's some stuff I could do to it, but I haven't spent enough time riding it to really decide if I think I need a change. The new suspension on all the bikes is just really, really good. I wouldn't have changed out the rear if I didn't want more ground clearance, because the suspension on the stock bike is really competent and capable. The wheels, I think, made a really big difference going with the black. I like the mag wheels on the stock bike, but it takes it to another level for me in the black. I was really taken aback when I saw it. I had in my mind a picture of what it was going to look like, and it's just a different level. It's been a long time since I just looked at something and genuinely smiled when I saw it, and this bike really did that for me. And I don't have enough good things to say about it, and I want to go out there and ride it more.
Hey, so I know Nick's real happy about his lowrider and everything, but you know, word is that you got a secret weapon of your own that you got in the works right now.
There's word going around that his tail's looking a little soft, so I had to call the gynecologist. I got something in the works for him.
So what do you got in the works? Give us a hint, or?
I mean, it's stage 4 or whatever it is.
Okay, all right. So you have a secret special weapon.
I got a secret special weapon. Stage 4, prescribed by the gynecologist. Just something's coming.
Okay, okay.
Good. It's really good. The suspension, I think, is the biggest difference that I've noticed between this and the older platforms. You know, Milwaukee 8's a great engine, but the Twin Cam is a good engine too. But the new suspension design, it reminds me a lot more of the Buell, which is unusual for me. Like, people think sport bikes are stiff, but my bike was set up perfectly for me, and it almost felt like I was floating. And I got that same kind of feeling on this bike, and it makes sense to me because, you know, a monoshock, sort of in line with the frame, that's exactly the kind of suspension the Buell had. So, you know, I think it's good. It's that was the biggest deal for me. The biggest deal was the way the suspension felt.